Hey, friend, welcome back. Last episode was about building self trust with proof, tiny actions, repeatable wins, identity change. Now, here's what usually happens next you start getting consistent, and then you freeze. Not because you're lazy, because now you have options. You're not in survival mode anymore. You're not reacting. You're not just trying to get through the week. You finally have space, and space creates a new problem choice. One clear problem. When your life gets calmer and you start trusting yourself, you can get stuck in decision paralysis, overthinking, researching, planning, and never committing. One clear solution. You need a simple decision system that turns thinking into testing so you can move forward without needing perfect certainty. Desired state. You make clean decisions, you run small tests, and you stop treating every choice like it's permanent. Let's talk about the paradox. Most people think freedom feels like energy. But freedom can feel like pressure, because now there's nobody to blame, no chaos to hide behind, no emergency to excuse the delay. It's just you. And the question, what do I actually want? And if you've spent years living for other people, or years stuck in chaos, that question can feel terrifying. Because picking a path means closing doors. And your brain hates closing doors. So you stay in the safe zone. Let me think a bit more. Let me research more. Let me plan properly. Let me wait until I'm sure. And months go by. That's not strategy, that's fear wearing a suit. Let me tell you about Jordan. Jordan had finally gotten stable. Good routine, better sleep, less drama, more self-respect. Then he started dreaming again. Real goals, career moves, creative ideas, and suddenly he couldn't move. He made vision boards, bought courses, watched hours of videos, took notes, made spreadsheets, but he couldn't pick one thing and commit. Every option felt like a trap. If he chose wrong, he'd waste time. If he chose right, he'd have to show up. So he stayed in planning. And planning felt productive, but it was just hiding. Jordan wasn't stuck because he didn't know enough. Jordan was stuck because he wanted a guarantee. And life doesn't give guarantees. So today is about replacing guarantees with tests. Because you don't find your path by thinking. You find your path by moving. Here's the system. 3 blocks. Block 1, stop making it forever. Block 2, choose with constraints. Block 3, run a 14-day test. Block 1, stop making it forever. This is the biggest mental trap. You treat one decision like it's your final identity. I have to pick the perfect career. I have to pick the perfect niche. I have to pick the perfect plan. I have to pick the one thing I'll do for the next 10 years. That pressure will crush you. So here's the reframe. You're not choosing your forever. You're choosing your next test. That's it. Not marriage. A date. Not a life sentence. A trial period. When you stop making it permanent, your nervous system calms down and you can finally move. Block 2, choose with constraints. If you wait to feel sure, you'll wait forever. So you decide using constraints. Here are 3 constraints that work fast. Constraint 1, energy. Which option gives you energy after you do it, not just before? Constraint 2, pain. Which option solves the most painful problem in your life right now? Constraint 3, proof. Which option can you test quickly with real evidence in the next 2 weeks? Most people choose based on fantasy. You're going to choose based on evidence. So you ask, what can I test fast? Block 3, run a 14-day test. This is where you stop overthinking and start learning. Pick one direction and run a 14-day test. Small, Real, measurable examples. If you're considering a business, build one simple offer and pitch it to 5 people. If you're considering content, publish 6 short videos in 14 days and review the response. If you're considering a skill, practice 20 minutes daily for 14 days and track improvement. If you're considering a career move, have 3 informational conversations and update your resume. A test gives you data. Data creates confidence. Confidence creates commitment. Now let me hit the real reason decision paralysis keeps you stuck. It protects your ego. Because as long as you don't commit, you don't risk failing. You can stay potential. But potential is a pretty prison. And the scary truth is, you can't become who you want to be without picking a direction and looking foolish for a while. That's normal. That's the price. So here's how you make the decision without falling into the old all or nothing trap. You follow the 1-door rule. You pick 1 door for 14 days. You don't open 5 doors. You don't keep switching. You don't keep redeciding. Because redeciding is the new procrastination. You choose once, then you execute. And here's what usually happens when you do this. You don't just learn about the goal. You learn about yourself. You learn what drains you, what energizes you, what you avoid, what you enjoy, what you can handle consistently. That's how a real path is found. Not by thinking in your room, by moving in the world. Now, quick warning, there's a fake version of this too. It's when you test, but you don't actually test. You dabble. You do the easy parts and avoid the real work. You watch videos, but don't publish. You plan the offer, but don't pitch. You practice once, but don't repeat. That's not a test. That's entertainment. A test includes contact with reality. It includes feedback. It includes output. It includes discomfort. Now let's lock this into something you can actually do. Here's your Paradox Stories experiment for this episode. It's called the 7-day decision lock. For the next 7 days, you do this. Step 1, choose one direction to test. Just one, not 3. Write it down. For the next 14 days, I'm testing _. Step 2, define a simple success metric. Keep it measurable. Examples: 6 posts published, 5 outreach messages sent, 280 minutes practiced, 3 conversations booked. Step 3, every day for 7 days, do 1 action toward the test. Small action counts, but it must be real action. Step 4, no redeciding. Switching the goal. No starting a new plan. You are allowed to adjust the method, but not the direction. Step 5, log 1 line each day. Action done. Energy, high, low. Resistance, high, low. By day 7, you'll have something most people never get. Momentum plus data. And once you have data, your brain stops asking for guarantees. It starts trusting evidence. Let me close this with a hard truth said with love. You are not stuck because you don't know what to do. You are stuck because you want a choice that comes with 0 risk. That choice doesn't exist. But you don't need certainty. You need a test. Because clarity doesn't come before action. Clarity comes from action. So, pick one door. Lock it for 14 days. Let reality teach you. And watch how fast your life stops being theory. If this hit, like the video, share it with someone who's been planning for years, and subscribe for more paradox stories. Until next time, stop asking life for guarantees. Run the test. Custom message. Pick one door. Teaser text. Tests beat overthinking.